There's more posters of you than President Karzai.
No wonder the president is wary of the ambitious man they call King of the North. For now, Governor Atta is trying to transform this city into a modern hub. There's even a theme park and an underground shopping centre.
I came here and it was just a hole in the ground. The governor says he wants to build the Dubai of Afghanistan. Let's see what it looks like. Yes, what is this? Were you really thinking of Dubai? You wanted a Dubai here?
اگر زمینش مسائل باشه شود ان شاء الله ما خوش میگه اگر بهترتر بسازیم.
This is your big dream. Yeah.
خوابی که دارم گوشه‌ایش هم هنوز عملی کرده. از این رو میبرم.
بله.
4 راه.
Many here support their governor, but some say he's using his power to get rich, that he does business like a warlord, even though he looks like a CEO.
You showed us your city and you want to be seen as a builder, a governor, but a lot of people still call you a warlord.
بله واژه خود غیر منصفانه است، غیر عادلانه است. یک کسی که از جوانی تصمیم میگیره به خاطر آزادی وطنش عشق می‌ورزه و با تحمل سختی‌ها و مشقت و مشکلات و با خوردن نانقاق و با خوابیدن با سنگ و دره‌ها و کوه‌ها مجاهدین کسایی بودن که برای آزادی وطن رزمیدن، بازسازی وطنم، برای قانون ساختن وطنم نقش سازنده را داشته باشند.
تشکر بسیار از دیدنش.
Good luck. See you again.
Okay.
Have a nice day.
Thank you very much. You too.
An American delegation is waiting. More often than not, they're turning to men they call can-do warlords to get the job done. Afghans want to reach for something new and better. But the path to a brighter future is being made by people from a darker past. And so to the west, to a city where centuries of history have left their mark. I've always loved coming to Herat. They call it Afghanistan's cultural capital. Minarets from the 15th century almost form a gateway to this ancient city. It lies along centuries-old trade routes at the crossroads of the Middle East and Asia. At moments, I could almost feel I'm in Iran with all the Persian influences. You see it in the stonework, on this lane of booksellers. And you also see it in the style, the latest from Tehran. Many Herati women wear Iranian chadors.
Why are you wearing this chador and not the burqa? Do you wear burqa as well? Do you wear?
No.
Shut up.
But there's so much the women can't control. Some told me in whispers they'd prefer the kind of coat I'm wearing. Their husbands wouldn't let them. And yet, for all of that, there is some light in the darkness.
Look at the sparkle in Afghan women's lives. But there's no way they can wear that in public. This is for the private world, for their husbands, for their families. This is what they wear to Afghan weddings when they're just mainly with the women. Glitter, glamour. Don't think that their lives are just drab and black.
So much is still taboo here. And yet look at the rickshaws. Is love in the air? Every one of them is emblazoned with words of love or images of hearts. Who could take issue with that? Everyone wants to be loved. In Herat, you can even hire someone to say sweet nothings. I went to meet the master flatterer, Jamaluddin.
Assalamu alaikum. چطور هستی؟ خوب هستی؟ جان و جور؟ بخیر هستی؟ How would you describe what you do?
فقط خنداندن مردم، مذاق مردم را شیرین کردن، با غم و شادی مردم اشتراک کردن کار ماست.
Why do you think people need a person like you to make them happy?
کسی توصیف میکنه طبعا او خوش میشه، هر کس خوش میشه، ولو که امروز در لندن در انگلستان هم رئیس جمهور انگلستان یا صدر اعظمشون کدام کسی توصیف کنه خوش میشه و طبیعی است.
Then the master flatterer was absorbed in his trade. With a few quick scribbles, he reveals the art of the impromptu.
منم به قیمت جان دوستدار BBC، غلام و خادم و خدمتگزار BBC. برای مردم دنیا خصوص میهن ما کمک نمودن و امداد کار BBC. میان سینه من هر چه شعر می باشد کنم ز عشق و محبت نثار BBC.
تشکر.
Was I flattered? Perhaps. It was all a lovely echo of the old Persian royal courts. In Herat, you often feel you are stepping back in time. No more so than at the ancient citadel. Herat is home to some of the greatest jewels of Afghan history. It's hoping to be given the status of a World Heritage Site, and this is the centerpiece. It was in danger of crumbling into the ground, but archaeologists like Daoud Sadiq are working to save it.
Such an important part of Afghanistan's heritage. Why is it for you so important to preserve this citadel?
The citadel was originally erected by Alexander the Great. So the core of the Alexander the Great citadel is still here on the foundation, on the hill. So that was why very important for everyone.
It's been literally a battlefield. The Soviets, when they occupied Afghanistan, they used it as an ammunition dump. When you found it, to restore it, must have been in ruins.
Exactly, in very bad condition. There was a lot of destruction, ruin, and even ammunition.
Landmines?
Yeah, absolutely.
Are there more?
We collected a lot, yeah, absolutely.
But none of them are dangerous.
There is. The demining team came many times here and they clean up the mines.
Wow.
Here.
Battles raged through the centuries from these ramparts. Genghis Khan laid it to waste. But a modern battle rages now in the shadow of the citadel's ancient walls. Developers are trying to conquer what's left of the crumbling old town. And in places, they're winning.
This is mad houses and very important houses.
What happened here?
So see, there is a mega destruction here. Many houses destroyed, and they are going to build a new concrete market here.
A modern market?
Market.
When you see this gaping hole, how does that make you feel?
It's very painful for me. This is very important archaeology here, and they destroy everything.
Does this happen a lot?
Absolutely, everywhere.
It's almost mud brick house by mud brick house. Herat could be destroyed.
I think so. This is like a cancer.
It's a cancer that has spread elsewhere in the country, but you really feel it here. But if parts of Herat are dying, others are full of life. Of course, in this traditional Muslim society, this isn't a place of nightclubs. In this cultural capital, I found another kind of nightlife. It's poetry night. Afghans have written and recited their stories in verse for hundreds of years, enhanced by the grace of the Persian language. Traditional Herati music magnifies the mood. The doyen of the night is 83-year-old Fedai Herawi. a poet since the age of 12.
You have written poems during the communist era, Mujahideen, Taliban, Karzai.
سر و کار داریم و شعر ما بیانگر پدیده‌های از زمان پدیده‌های جنگ زمان طالبان خوب و همین زمان طالبان یک زمان خفقانی بود و شکنجه روحی بودن.
It's a rare treat to be where Afghan women take the stage as equals and speak what's in their heart.
Does it give you a kind of freedom to be able to express yourself in your poetry?
هرات شهر فرهنگی و مردم همه ادیب هستن، همه شعر میگن. میبینم که همه دوش هم در این محافل حضور پیدا میکنن و همه چیز خوب است.
In this moment, it did feel good, as if everything was somehow possible, that the future, like these poems, was full of promise. Even if, when you're 10 years old, you still need a bit of help. Across this oldest of Afghan cities, I found the oldest of human desires. To rise above daily cares, to seek what's beautiful and sweet. To celebrate what it means to be Afghan. But that's harder in other places. And one of the hardest places is the most contested, Kandahar in the south. But the road is too dangerous. The only way I could get there was by air. I was heading there with anticipation and apprehension. In recent years, I was told it was just too dangerous to visit. Despite tens of thousands of foreign troops there. But to understand Afghanistan, you have to go to Kandahar, heartland of the nation's biggest tribe, the Pashtuns, birthplace of the Taliban.
Thank you very much.
So our moves were carefully planned.
Vale. When any foreigner comes to Kandahar, they say, well, who's waiting for you? You have to have someone waiting for you here. The city is just too dangerous. Who's waiting for us? Well, armoured vehicles belonging to the man they regard as, well, the main power broker, the king of Kandahar now, Ahmed Wali Karzai. He's the half-brother of President Karzai.
I've known his family for years. His people are looking after us. You never know what a day in Kandahar will bring. When the communists were in power, I still met their Mujahideen enemies right in the centre of this city. When I came to Ahmed Wali Karzai's wedding here, a gunman opened fire on the president. Now the government says it's in charge, but the Taliban are still here. Kandahar feels very much on edge. It is. Foreigners don't usually walk the streets. It's just too dangerous. But with local guards watching my back, it was worth the risk to talk to Afghans about their city.
When you're on the streets, do you feel safe?
We want to save ourselves or our country or our people by our own hand.